What's up guys, it's Nick Guerra. Just give me a few seconds to explain what you're about to watch. It's what I like to call a fan-umentary. I came up with a question and I reached out to my friends to help me answer it. The question was, what would you do if you had to explain DMX to aliens? Now I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's kind of what fans like to do. We put our favorite artists, musicians, actors in hypothetical situations and we just imagine. And if DMX happens to watch this, hey man, we're comedians, we kind of joke on what we love. Don't be upset, please. And if you're one of the people that posted these clips online, let's be honest, you stole it too. But I'm gonna do my best to give credit to all the clips that I found on the internet. So please, don't complain. Alright, done with the explanation. Let's get to the video. Enjoy discovering DMX.
Lord, if you hear me, you know that I'm coming to you sincerely. I need you near me. Please feel me. I'm sick and I need you to heal me.
He was a hard man with a softer side.
I don't always do the right thing, but I ask you to forgive me. Because I need you here with me. Without you in my life, it's empty.
I think he's probably the most complex person like in hip hop.
I'm not an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry. So I do what the fuck I want because nobody can finish me.
Every single DMX song ends with an explosion or gunshots. You hear that, it's like fighting music.
Up in here!
If rap was wrestling, DMX was like the Undertaker because he had this weird, like, dead man persona.
DMX was like huge for me and stuff. I mean, I love bumping his music. I felt it, and then later on music changed, and now it's like, I don't even understand the new rap.
I've been rapping for 20 years, and you 20 years old. X is back on the block, be lucky if you go gold. There's a new sheriff in town, just been reelected. You ain't gotta like it, respect it.
Everybody has their own area of DMX expertise.
What was it? DMX was dark.
DMX expertise.
Dark Man X.
I remember flowing for like 13, 14 years.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm only 26, so.
I'm a DMX fan. I've been a DMX fan since he came out, which was in the heat of my teenage years.
I am 80% DMX fan. It's he's been disappearing now, so I don't. Not much of a fan of his acting, that's for sure.
When DMX first started rapping, Donald Trump was in real estate. Let me rephrase. Donald Trump was still allowed to be in real estate.
I was a DJ for a long time.
Yeah,
that was
when was the first year?
83 maybe. I got up to doing like Vegas clubs. There's a DJ that DJs from like 9 to 10.
Yeah.
And then 10 to 12. I was get the 3 in the morning till like 5 in the morning. You know, people are already drunk, half of them are asleep. They're sleeping like on the benches. But hey, you put DMX and they all wake up.
I see, I'm more of a psychological profile of DMX is what I'm trying to give you. I know more about his life post, fame and rap success.
So I was in high school when DMX was out. And he was just the hardest rapper. Like, DMX was kind of like Mike Tyson. He's kind of like, oh, what's up, man? Everything cool? You cool today?
Yeah, today I'm cool.
Today I'm good. Right, so you're like, oh, okay.
Well, the second album is bananas. All right, good looking, dog. Where do you hear the third one?
What's the ultimate DMX song for you?
Stop Being Greedy. The song that did it for me was the whole Stop Being Greedy. Y'all been eating long enough now. Stop being greedy. Let's keep it real, partner. Give to the needy.
Everyone went ape shit. Could I say ape shit?
Can I cuss on here?
And you can believe it if you like.
Make sure if you're going to study DMX, if I were going to tell the aliens, like, you cannot get an edited DMX.
Can we curse?
No doubt, no doubt.
Okay, as we got on some other shit.
From 98 to 2002, you weren't fucking with DMX.
I really think he was underrated. He was still making hits, but I think that the industry was putting other rappers on top of him.
Man wasn't nominated. It's a joke. I was nominated 3 times. That's the fucking best new artist. Who's the best? Who's the best new artist?
I'm the best new artist.
No question. No.
Fuck it. You know what? It's not the fans that make the call. So I'm not mad. But whoever did make the call can suck a dick for real. Suck a dog dick.
DMX is definitely something that aliens need to see about our culture, of somebody that literally just shows up on the scene, skyrockets.
His first album came out May 19th. The second album came out December 22nd. The only artist in the history of music to debut #1 with both artists. Give it up for my nigga.
exploded.
Rapper DMX doesn't want to be known as a deadbeat dad, a druggie, or just a negative headline.
And survived.
You seem like actually a sensitive guy inside somewhere. Earl's a sensitive guy. Don't tell anybody. But I mean, you seem.
I mean, there are times. You know, like I said, I'm human.
Because I see stuff flash. You flash just past.
I see a lot of flashing going on.
Yeah, and if you get off that, you get
Maybe
off.
I need a mirror or something.
He hit every single trapping of American society.
The hypothetical situation, you already know. Aliens have landed on the Earth. They love humanity. Everything about it, they want to learn. You, for some reason, have been put in charge of explaining DMX to him. What is, in all of his catalogs, whether it's music, movies, or anything like that, what is the first thing you show him? What would
How did I get this job is my first question.
First thing I show him is Rough Riders Anthem video. Stop, drop.
I would take him to a party. That's what I would do, and I would play that song, and I would just play that song, and I'll just tell him, like, watch how everyone reacts when this song comes on.
It should be the new national anthem. Should be the Rough Riders Anthem.
I don't care how old you are, whatever. You could be 5 years old. You just hear the music, and then all of a sudden you just feel this feeling. And I would want to teach the aliens to feel that anger, that angst, that DMX angst that he gives you. You know, because he's always going to give it to you.
Plus, you gotta show aliens how hype we get. Just because they think they're tripping. People like, hold on, man, we pop this off. We have a ride up in this bitch. All right, so y'all calm your little six-legged asses down, okay? Before we go crazy.
I would show all the hardcore, all the hard stuff first, like get at me, dog, party up, what's my name, where the hood at, and then like no sunshine, what they really want from them.
There's the hype stuff, and then there's like the deep, more emotional side of DMX. Because all of it's emotional, whatever side it is hype, anger, or it's like deep sadness and darkness.
I'm headed nowhere fast, running in place, gun in my waist. Niggas wanted to taste but wouldn't come in my face. So what that mean? Cats is playing games again. So now what I do? Start naming names again. All you player haters know that I speak from the heart. You play like you don't know, LOX is gonna bark.
And then they gotta know, man, he was a young kid. He pretty much grew up homeless. Him and his dogs was his bonds. There's stories of him like them robbing people. Like there was this girl I think he might have married later on who was saying like, yeah, I just met this guy with this dog.
I just watched it all happen. I've seen him like, you know, walk behind us slowly, and next thing you know, the dog grabbed the pocketbook. And he was out. He was out.
I was like, is this real? But there's other people that have accounted for DMX and these dogs being trained robbers.
Oh shit, the sheriff! I didn't know you was here. My best friend is still my best friend. It's nothing but God. It's nothing but God. It's nothing but God.
You got to know this stuff about DMX. Then you listen to the music and kind of like, I kind of understand.
Yeah.
The first thing that I would show aliens about DMX is surveillance video. Later on in his life, things got a little bit weird, and there's an extended piece of hotel surveillance video where he is running through hotel corridors naked.
It was a dare. Like, you won't do it. You won't do it. I'm like, all right, watch. And I did it.
Was it like a double dog dare?
It was like, the dare was order room service and run through the hallway naked. I'm like, I'll do that.
And you thought,
I'll do that.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Just like, look, this is what you're dealing with.
He did, because I was looking up DMX also, if I were to explain to the aliens, and everything that came up was that he had been to jail 15 times.
First is a probation for theft, which is a class 3 felony. The second is probation for possession of narcotic drugs, a class 4 felony, and animal cruelty, which is a misdemeanor offense. The next is a probation violation matter in regard to an attempted aggravated assault charge, class 6 felony. And the last is a probation matter involving possession of marijuana, which is also a class 6 felony.
You know, you had like these random acts of like violence you would hear on the news. DMX slapped the shit out of 10 people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in one slap.
One slap. One long ass slap across.
Also, he impersonated federal agents at an airport and commandeered a citizen's car.
He was arrested for driving recklessly 4 times.
He needs to stop.
Come on.
Drop.
And he was talking about being a preacher for a while. Like that didn't last long because he kept going to jail for crack.
But what preacher hasn't?
Man, that's the truth.
That was the crazy thing, because his hit song, he says, actually I wrote it down here if I may.
Go ahead.
If I got to bring it to you cowards, then it's gonna be quick, alright? All you men's up in the jail before, suck my dick. Then he proceeds to go to jail 15 times.
And it's sizable, which you can tell from the hotel surveillance video.
And then after that, I think I would show him a couple movies because I think he was a hell of an actor.
He's an interesting person, man. He'll be studied long after he's dead.
Yep, they need to. What is the hardest thing to explain about DMX?
Everything I just explained to you was the hardest thing I've ever had to explain.
Because you did. You got through it though.
I've never had to explain anything harder than that. The calculus is easier than explaining DMX's history, which I've never done calculus, I don't know.
The hardest thing to explain about DMX was, dude was so passionate and conflicted.
Because I know my true calling in life is to be a pastor, you know what I'm saying? So I talked to Mace about it, and I'm like, yo, you know, I'm tired of dealing with these fake ass niggas in the industry, and you know what I'm saying? I'm end up killing somebody.
We're talking about a guy that will talk about, like, murdering your whole family. And then the next song will be a Phil Collins beat.
And what kind of dude was putting he'll put in Bible verses. I killed 6 niggas and I prayed up with bodies. He was like, wait, what?
Think back how some people did me like violence was the remedy. Because I think of that now,
I will pray for my enemy.
Like, I remember my mom, in the front of our van, and she could hear me listening to it through my headphones, and she was like, no, you can't do that. You can't be murdering people and talking about tying people's moms and girlfriends and wives up and then Father, look at me. Trying to kill everybody. They got on my nerves. They got on my nerves.
I gotta bend over backwards to help my but if my purpose is to be a blessing, then I must let nothing stop me.
The most confusing thing about DMX would be the barking.
Right. He's like, what the damn? And if you listen to it now, it sounds dumb as fuck. But back then, that shit was fire.
Do you bark along with DMX on the song?
Yes, but only if no one else is in the car with me.
Well, DMX is interesting because he took the, if you guys remember, back then when they would play a song on the radio and there was cussing in it, they would just put a noise in it, right? He preempted that noise that he knew they were gonna put in it, and he just added that as part of his chorus.
So would you say that DMX was strategically placing these barks in his career?
No, I think he was out of his mind.
It's not just his fault. He's definitely the embodiment of a whole movement that I don't even understand why it became what it did. You know, it started off NWA was yeah, this is what's really happening in the streets, and then it just came out to everybody smack bitches and sell drugs and shoot these motherfuckers, and that's how that's what I grew up listening to. That's everything word for word in my head. That's always gonna be there. So I'm sure aliens will be why would people give this to their own people? That would probably be the first. Yeah, that would be the most confusing thing. It's fine.
Fuck the world, son. We gonna get it done. We gon' walk these dogs. Real talk, man. All day. Real talk. Dedication.
Not on camera, damn it!
What is the hardest thing to explain about DMX in your mind?
To me personally,
yeah,
I can't explain why a successful man like that. I mean, you know that you're a success, and you go and get into. I guess I'm not gonna say get into drugs, but hang out with the wrong crowd. You have to be smart enough, man, and say, man, I'm making all this money. This is what I wanted.
Your talent is as intact today as it was when you were making $13 million a year. So why are you not making that money now?
I don't know.
Well, if you did know, what would it be?
It's kind of a weird question. That doesn't make sense. I still don't know. If I did know, what would it be? That was a smooth move. It didn't work.
For me, that's the hardest thing to explain to myself. Why, you know, and I can, not just from him, but from a lot of other people. I don't get it. I guess, like they say, you gotta walk a mile in their shoes.
I mean, I just want to express to the aliens that this is a guy who was on top of the world in pop culture.
One thing we know for sure is that tonight's winner will be taking this award home for the very first time. So here are the nominees.
For favorite rap hip-hop artist, DMX.
What you got there, Tommy?
What do we got? DMX! Ooh!
And in human culture, that's not like the end. You don't get to be king after that. You gotta live until you die. And that can be pretty shitty.
Yeah. It's funny because now you see DMX, he's like, you know, going like gray. He's always been bald, but like the size of his head's going gray. He looks like an old pit bull. It's like, ah, shit, he's still dangerous.
So I was gonna tell you about my story about
DMX. Oh yeah, go for
This is hearsay from a 16-year-old boy, right? At the time DMX came. So my uncle has a custom car shop in Arizona. And so my brother went out there to work with him for a summer. So my brother was like, man, I met DMX. He came through, right? He was like him and like 50 guys.
I don't even know how deep it is.
Oh, okay.
Yo, bring the odds in. Bring the odds in. Just here. Just here. Come on. All odds. All odds. All odds. All odds. Alright? The door ain't stopping.
I'm that way. I'm that way.
Okay?
That way.
Okay?
There's still plenty more out there, man.
Hey, so this.
I saw the security footage of them rolling in. It wasn't 50, it was like 20. What do you need 20 people for? Like, he wasn't picking up a van. But then DMX was demanding his car back, right? He was like, yo, son, like, where my car at? You know? And my brother,
where my car
at? And so my brother was like, well, look, Mr. X, right? There's no way that I can give you this car right now. But let me call my uncle. He said, y'all give him a car. I want your motherfucking uncle. Oh, my car, son. And so he said, like, my uncle came in and he chucked the keys at DMX. And he said, like, and one of DMX boys, like, pointing the gun at my uncle, right? Now, this part I don't believe. I don't believe that my uncle stood up and was like, if you're gonna do it, then do it, right? I don't believe any of that. He wasn't raised like that. So that part I don't believe, but it's a good look on my uncle's side. So I guess DMX paid him like $5,000 and then he never paid him back and then he left though. And then we found out DMX, you know, had a bunch of shit he ain't paid for, he was bankrupt. And you find out all that stuff later on, you're like, oh, no wonder he was upset.
Well, aliens, there's a lot of racial conflict in America. African Americans and the rest of the country. There's it started in the 1800s. Really?
I'm gonna let you finish this.
And DMX is just kind of a product of that. I don't know what else to say.
I still, you know, when I still listen to his music, I still bump it. I say, hey, you know, this is cool. And I try to forget about that other stuff because I'm still a fan.
Yeah.
I'm still a fan of DMX.
What do you say to your fans?
Thank you for all the support. I won't let you down. My life is in God's hands.
If you had to set up a museum, the DMX museum, what would be the big exhibit of the museum?
Oh shit, like the centerpiece people had to come to see? Oh, that's a great question.
It would be the bikes that were in the Rough Rider video.
I would say a statue of him holding a mic in his prime with the leather jacket and all that he used to wear. I think that would be a good. But he's got to be holding that mic to represent that he was hip hop.
I mean, I feel like you could just get him to go to the museum.
Right? Man, that statue looks really real. Come on in.
Can I create something?
Yeah,
okay.
Man, go for it.
So you would have DMX sitting on a 4-wheeler, right? It was gold, of course. And then he would have he'd be no hands driving, right? He'd be standing on it. He'd have a leash of dogs here and then a leash of women, like on this one. And there'd be babies because he has a gang of kids. And he'd be doing this, yelling like.
Belly would be the big exhibit.
That was his best role.
It's dope as fuck because it was shot incredibly.
To have two of the hottest rappers in the world, Nas and DMX, be the two lead characters with a movie that's basically the image that is gangsta and rap and all that stuff. I don't think it gets much bigger than that.
I just love that opening scene, like when they're playing when they do the heist at the club. That's one of the best scenes ever.
And DMX made that shit watchable. He be doing shit in the movie that you know came from real life. Like, he hit pistol whip somebody, he's like, strip, nigga, take your clothes off.
Nigga's a fucking joke, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Motherfucker.
Alright, the thing about Belly, no alien would ever understand Belly. Like, I don't know, I've watched Belly 20-something times, you're still kind of like, I don't know what this movie's about. There's two movies no one can tell me what's about. It's Pulp Fiction and Belly. No one can tell me what either movie is about, but they just love those two movies.
It's a good movie, you know what I'm saying? It's not a hip-hop movie, it's not a movie about rappers. It's a movie about life, you know what I'm saying?
Belly was about, it was about the black youth. That sounds so white.
It's really just about, you know, the youth. It's about the kids today in America, really.
That they're trying to make money and they're in the hood and
Belly is about two kids from Queens, right? One Buns, the other Sincere.
And they're doing heists, but they're also trying to like better themselves.
It's like another movie that'll teach people lessons, or you'll get something from it. It's got a positive message at the end.
And at the end of the movie, he's about to shoot a guy that's like Farrakhan, and then he realizes and he talks to him and tells him like that he's just going in a vicious cycle.
You can't do dirt and not get dirty. Bottom line.
And that they need to break out of the cycle and not become gangsters. They should become functional people in society.
So
the best explanation of Belly I've ever.
So in order to explain Belly, you just had to tell us the story of Belly.
Basically, Belly is just a black Pulp Fiction.
DMX actually isn't bad. He just like does bad movies.
I think the main thing in the museum would have to be the movie he did with Steven Seagal.
You can't lose, right? With DMX and Steven Seagal.
You want me dead, but you don't have the balls to do it yourself. You don't even know what the fuck you talking about.
But then I would have to explain to the aliens who Steven Seagal is.
Well, let's see. In one pitch line, Steven Seagal.
Sad.
Now I just wonder how he was offset. Like he was like in his trailer getting smoothies and shit.
I'm sure Steven Seagal out DMX'd DMX. As the official for DMX, you are now taking him around and introducing him to the aliens. How would you introduce DMX to anyone?
And DMX, I think the way he delivers things makes you feel like he's full of confidence in that, you know, you believe him so much that it makes it more interesting for you because you believe that he believes what he's saying, and that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
I'd be like, this is Dark Man X. This is DMX.
You know what? Let me tell you something. In the 90s, hip-hop was getting soft, and y'all know what I'm talking about. A dog came out. Oh, stop. This is the heat right here. When I stand next to MCs, this is who I want to stand next to.
Don't make any sudden movements. Make sure to be polite the whole time. He's not big in stature, he's big in with his presence and his energy and stuff. So don't get fooled by the fact that he's not the tallest guy. Just listen, because he's going to tell you things.
Niggas don't know. Why y'all got a black cloud over? The light will only shine through in circles, and when it comes through the black cloud, it'll come through in a beam. So it'll only hit one or a few. And it's up to that one or a few to share that light, man.
Oh, I'm not saying shit. I'm just gonna be like, guys, this is what? And it's just gonna go from there. I don't have to do much. Like DMX kind of goes without saying. He kind of introduces himself.
Yeah.
The man has a presence.
You know what the fuck I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying?
First of all, I tell them to brace themselves because you're about to meet someone that's about to blow your mind. He's like no other human. He might be even an alien. I would have to say his name is Earl Simmons, but we call him DMX, and he's about to give it to you.
I think if it was to happen, it'd probably be in the hood, and then say, look, this is the kind of people you don't mess with. But I don't know, he's also a nice guy. Like you could tell, like he's generally a nice guy, you know.
Are you hungry? All I have is what I believe.
He's got to put up that front like he's hard and everything, but everybody's got a soft heart, and I think he does himself too. So I think if I was to introduce him, it would be in the hood, and I would tell him, look, just don't get on his bad side, You guys will be all right.
Probably through with a telephone through a piece of glass.
Well, I'll start with DMX because I think he's the more volatile one. Hey, Mr. X, listen, this is gonna trip you out, but I think you might have heard about these aliens. No, I haven't. Man, these aliens, they love everything you've done, they love your music, man, and just want to meet you. They want to know the lore of DMX, of Mr. Earl Simmons, some stuff. Bring them motherfuckers in, right? Something like that. And then yeah, man, I gave him some tea. Right? I'm sure DMX drinks tea because he's complex.
There's a song where he actually said, "That tea would be nice though."
You know what I'm saying? Because you know his throat hurts all the time.
That tea would help though.
Yeah, I would have us sit down and then I would have DMX just tell stories about him growing up in the streets.
I always keep my enemies the closest, and always make sure I know where the toast is. I always cover my tracks when I creep. Always get away when I'm done to relax. Shit is deep. I always know the rules of the game before I play, and always keep enough dough to know I'm good for the day. I always walk my dogs off the leash, and always get my thoughts off the streets, and always would rather lend a hand than borrow. And I always, no matter what, plan for tomorrow. I always pay my respects to the dead. Now, always take at least one blunt to the head. Now, always know his bitches is gonna end up getting fucked, and always know his niggas is gonna end up getting stuck. I'm always strapped, I've always rapped, I've always packed. It's always that, always black.
If the aliens decided to take DMX back to their planet, what would you tell them he needs?
I would say a parole officer.
Once you land on planet Zipwhip, whatever that shit would be,
dirt bikes and quads.
Need a whole bunch of people riding with him. He'd have to be leading the pack, of course. He'd be out front because he'd be like, "Let us show you." He's like, "No, I got it. I'ma lead." Just yell out directions and shit.
I take you everywhere, we don't get out nowhere.
Yeah, that's the whole problem. We're gonna get smoked.
Come on, I'm gonna show you how this goes. I'm gonna show you how this goes.
He needs his dogs,
some Rottweilers and pit bulls, right? Puppies, because he likes to raise them himself.
Pets and his friends.
The Rough Riders need to go with them.
Rough Riders? You know it is not a fucking game!
It's not Rough Rider, it's Rough Riders. It's also a condom, but you know, whatever.
Which is very strange.
Right, exactly.
I always was like, is anybody going to say anything about this?
Yeah,
Alright, so our group's gonna be called Rough Riders. I heard it. Oh, I was at the convenience store. Someone said Rough Riders. I said, that's our group.
Yeah.
What? Huh?
It's a condom?
Yeah, because it's all about protection and safety within numbers, right? We come in, we spread out, we shut it down, we set it up.
What about just riders? We don't have to be rough.
Yo, who is this motherfucker?
We're gonna spell rough with U-F-F. And riders, we're not gonna spell that the right way either. I think he might have been illiterate.
Here's the thing, I ain't illiterate. Alright, some letters don't fuck with me.
The Rough Riders, quads, dirt bikes, weights.
A lot of weed, some drugs. I'm sorry, DMX.
And a pen and a pad and a booth.
All that in the street shit!
Keep him docile and working, otherwise something bad's gonna happen.
Then once you get to the palace, it's gotta be royal, man. It's gotta be statues of him with his dogs and shit. Probably that one I told you about earlier. His bed, I'd start there. It needs to be like a king size with goose feathers. Not that lumpy shit neither. The shit needs to be laid out nice and smooth.
And explosions.
Or at least explosion sounds.
Yeah, exactly. You need a guy with the switchboard. Just hear it wherever he says something like really like mind blowing, just explosion right there.
Most of all, it's his inhaler. He's asthmatic.
How is your client feeling? You saw that he was breathing in through an inhaler.
Well, he has asthma. We know that. We've had asthma for many years.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, man.
I didn't even know that.
Did you know he is asthmatic?
I didn't.
DMX is an asthmatic, and people don't realize that this dude is such an insane performer that it was one of the MTV like award shows. He literally couldn't catch his breath. He'd like smoked too much, had gotten himself to where he basically had walking pneumonia, and he was an asthmatic, and he still did the performance.
Back up, that's it, that's it.
Man, that's a real soldier right there.
Which is, I mean, everybody thinks this voice is just a voice. No, dude, has trouble breathing. He's like a human pug. A pug with like crazy skills and energy.
Often, my words fall on deaf ears. Motherfuckers be listening but don't hear. Talking to a nigga, he be sitting right here. I be like, where you going? Nigga be like, yeah.
He needs his posse. He needs his mic.
And ladies, or as he calls them, bitches. I shouldn't be saying that now with everything that's going on.
And some bomb ass speakers to crank them tunes, son.
The hot mustard, like a different type of mustard. You know what it's called? It's called garchiza. Garchiza. They have that mustard. And some, like, that shit fuck you up. Turkey, lettuce, tomato, mustard. Garchiza. Yeah. And that shit was hot. Like, it'll fuck shit you up. Is good. No, it was good.
And then I think you're good. I think DMX would be happy on another planet, but I think he'd have to kind of like rule it though.
I would think I want to go.
So he would need you.
I said, take me with you, DMX. Yeah.
In the absence of the truth, bullshit prevails. So they did fucked around and threw truth in jail. The objective is to keep you blind. So along with the handcuffs on your arms, you got shackles on your mind. Seek and you shall find, except the failure is the only crime. Fall down 8 times, get up 9, nigga.
If one day somebody would ask me, hey, would you pick up DJ again and be somebody's DJ and go on tour, I think it would be DMX.
Yeah, Nick, this is the most interesting thing I've ever talked about. I had so many conversations on hip hop, but never about how to introduce DMX to aliens.
They spent tons and tons of money on radio controlled cars, planes, helicopters. Like he'll be out at, like people will run into him at parks and they'll be like, yo, it's DMX. He'll be like, yeah, son, it is, man, check this out.
He's not gonna see this, is he? Like, fucking dead man.
I'm worried sometimes. What was your DJ name?
It's always been Little Rob, DJ Little Rob and stuff. So I didn't have like no DJ Spin the Wheels Rob. Like I had a friend that was Wheels of Steel Mike. I said, really? Wheels of Steel?
I mean, my question on the aliens is what kind of booties y'all packing?
That's true.
If you got no booties, don't try and get up in a DMX video.
You're just gonna make him lose his mind.
We ain't no flat ass aliens up in these videos.
Nah,
Out of here.
They gotta come with it.
I'm ready to pray, but we're gonna just pray along if you know the word.
Okay.
Yo, God, I know that we've done things that live in our shadows, and I know that we've seen things that are gonna hang from the gallows. And if a motherfucker comes up to me tonight without my $25,
Without my $25. The gallows, I like that. That is something he would. I think it is in a lyric in his.
Gallows is great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gallows.